Morning all, up the dirt track with Pardo, day 28 and a nice early walk this morning. I actually saw the sun rise for the first time for a long period of time, so that was enjoyable, and also my music. The second part of my walk's been enjoyable as well because I've been listening to the best of Australian hits, and there's some music there I haven't heard for quite a while. The first part of the walk, basically I took the headphones out and had a think. Now, I do overthink things sometimes, and that's the reason why I've been going for these walks, to clear my head. But today I pondered about Anzac Day and what Anzac Day means to me. Now, back as a young fella, Anzac Day didn't mean too much at all. School days, it meant a day off school, and any day off school was a great day for me, basically. In my late teenage years, early 20s, when the Anzac Day footy started, it was basically a day watching the footy with your mates, having a few beers, and sort of intrigued me a bit, why we do that. Only 15 years ago, I've become a bit more self-educated about the Australian history and what it means to be Australian through Anzac Day, and that came about from a gentleman I met about 15, 16 years ago, and his name's Richard Embleton. And Richard's a returned serviceman who does fantastic work of volunteer work at the moment as an advocate for returned servicemen in the Geelong area, and he's been awarded the OAM for Australia for his services, and he looks after the health and well-being of returned servicemen now and does a great job. Well, Richie used to be a bit of a nutcase, I thought, when I first met him, because he used to get up at 2 or 3 in the morning and go for a 10k walk to the middle of Melbourne when we stayed in Melbourne on footy camps. Now, for a elderly gentleman, wasn't overly safe, but he'd just get up and walk. And I always thought, why wouldn't you walk at 7 or 8 or 10 in the morning when people are around and not put yourself into danger? Then I got to know the gentleman a bit more, and knowing his story about how he served our country and what he saw, what he heard, what he smelt, and the experiences. And I then soon realised why a gentleman like Richard got up at 2 or 3 in the morning and went for a walk to clear his head. We do live in a wonderful country and safe country, probably the best, or is the best country in the world, and that's due to gentlemen like Richard and ladies that have served our country to make it the way it is today. And we're very thankful for that, and I'm really pleased to say I'm an Australian, and proud of that fact. Goes on to my rant a little bit, and this rant can be a little bit controversial, but that's what I think. I'm not going to bullshit around it. This morning the Partington family got up at 6 a.m. in the morning, lit a candle and listened to the online dawn service. Now, if you've been living under a rock, you probably know there's a movement going out there on TV, newspapers, to try and get a bit of Anzac spirit, or to celebrate Anzac Day in these hard times with coronavirus. We're self-isolating. Well, I looked left, I looked right down the street. There's only 3 families in our whole street actually doing the online dawn service, and it got me thinking, are we doing enough to remember our returned servicemen? Are we educating people enough, especially the people that have come to Australia from other countries? Now, Australia is very multicultural, and that's the best part of our country. We're very welcoming, but I wonder how many people welcome and respect the Australian culture and what our people have done before us to make the country as it is. I'm unsure. I think people live in their bubble too much at the moment and worry about themselves. We need to recognise the past and celebrate the past and remember the past. And on behalf of the Pardo family, I just want to say thank you to all the returned servicemen and ladies that have served our country to make it a safer place. Without you, I'm not quite sure where we would be. and I've been watching a documentary at the moment on Netflix about Afghanistan and the Australians that served over there and the environment they had to put up with and to try and to rid evil over there in Al-Qaeda. And maybe today, jump online, jump on the TV, watch the dawn service, and if you really want to see how lucky we are, maybe hire the movie 1917, latest movie about the war. Watch the Kokoda Trail track movie, then you'll soon realise how lucky we are in Australia. Anyway, long rant, apologise, a little bit controversial, but that's what I think. I'm not going to bullshit. Anyway, stay safe, stay healthy, self-care, thanks to TFH, and go and get fenced.